Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 104. What a journey it has been. Now we are almost about to complete 1 year at this platform. I think everyone is improving every single day from our diligent and veteran Toastmasters and professionals as you. DTM Jesse, Dr. Farida, Toastmaster Savita, Toastmaster Svita, Toastmaster Sherman, and many, many more. All people, they are actually like our father figures, our mother figures, we call them. We learn from their experiences. Thank you so much for being part of this beautiful family. In every Toastmasters meeting or in every global impromptu speaking session, we have people who volunteer themselves to give you amazing topics are the questions they have in their mind to ask you to see or view the different perspective. And today, for that, we have somebody very senior, a very humble Toastmaster, Sunita Narayan. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunita, for accepting this challenging role. And to support her, we have another lady, a great friend, a great family member, a great support, very humble, always there to support. She has taken another challenge as timer's role today. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmasters Savita to explain the timing mechanism, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And today I've taken the timer role, and you can see at background, I already started the timing machine. So at the end of 1 minute, it will turn green. After 1 minute, 30 seconds, yellow. And at the end of 2 minutes, it will turn red. You can see your timing also directly. So request all of you to pin my video so that you can follow the time. And that's all. All the best to all of you and to me also. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, DTM Amjad.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Savita, ma'am. Really appreciate for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to come. It's time to welcome our own today's topics master, none other than our own beautiful Toastmaster Sunita Narayan. So Nair, sorry, I'm my bad. Sunita Nair. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests from all over the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is. Okay, let's start. Jesse wants to leave. So, Jesse, the first one coming to you. Knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment. Knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment. Jesse.
Yes. Uh, Good evening, global family of Toastmasters. Knowing others is wisdom, knowing myself is enlightenment. Most of the time, we know other people more than ourselves, possibly because we have eyes outward, so that we see things outward and we forget to think about ourselves maybe. We when we know first, it's scripture says know yourself first, and when you know yourself first, you will be able to understand others. The reason that we are not able to understand others is I do not know myself most of the time, and we get angry and we try to change people, and all these things can be avoided if we know ourselves. Look at these sages, sadhus, real sadhus. They are always in silence. Why? Because they think about themselves and they are the most enlightened one. So, all of us here, if we want to be enlightened, I think we need to look ourselves more of, then try to change others and try to know about others less and know about more of yourself. The more you know about yourself, the better you understand others. So, which when you understand better others, you know them better too. So it's the double warmy gift that you get when you know yourself. And with this, I hand you over to Toastmaster Sunita.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Jesse. Now we move to the next speaker, Chrysselia.
Good evening.
Yeah. Okay. Chrysselia, the topic for you is the greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. And let me get this topic right. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. This is an amazing topic. I love it. I completely agree. We from the time we are born, we come into this world and we don't really, well, we learn so much because we're not affected by society and what people think. But as we go along in life, the people's views of us, people's views and their thinking affect us, and they try to put us into this box. And this box affects how we think. It affects what we do. So some of the great thinkers of our time, they came to know this, and they realized that listening to what other people have to say about you and doing doing what somebody says and listening to them, it puts you in a really bad place, and it puts you in a box, and it's something that you can't get out of. So yes, the greatest prison we can put ourselves into is by listening to other people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chrysselia. Now we move on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Zainab. Zainab? Yeah. Zainab, your topic is sometimes following your heart means losing your mind. Sometimes following your heart means losing your mind.
Okay, so first of all, a very good evening. A very good evening to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. So the topic given to me is sometimes losing your heart. Sometimes losing your heart means.
No, sometimes following your heart means losing your mind.
Okay, sometimes following your heart means losing your mind. This is a little tricky for me because I think I have always lived and thought very practically about situations. I'm the kind of person who always thinks about outcomes first and then thinks about the route she needs to choose. I feel that's just the mindset I had growing up. Initially, I was always a very pessimist person. So I would always prepare for the worst case scenario and always think about that and rethink about that. Growing up, I changed. I could not completely become an optimistic person, but then I changed my perspective from being a pessimist to a realist, at least, which was great improvement on my part, I guess. So I feel if you're doing the right thing, some things that I have learned like along the way is that if you're doing the right thing, usually your heart and mind are in the right place and agree with each other. Uh, the heart and mind only cause chaos when you are confused about certain things or certain decisions that you have made, and that only happens when you know that something's wrong, because human brain is very smart. It gives you trigger warnings. So you just need to notice them. This is a scientifically proven fact, in fact, that you know how sometimes we say, oh, I feel it in my gut that something bad's about to happen. So we take it as superstition or just you feeling overly sensitive about your surrounding. But that's actually not true. So the human body has these receptors which actually indicate you if you're falling into a situation that you're not well aware of or you're not very sure of. So your human body starts sending you these signals that you say that, oh, it's my gut feeling that something bad is about to happen. So human mind was always try to protect you and try and guide you the right way, or at least logically the right way. but the heart wants what it wants. It does not think that logically. But I think if you're taking the right decision, and if you're, I feel this is one way that I have been sure about things that I have wanted to do in my life, that I always had my heart and my head in the same place. And you just need a balance, because you cannot go on the ways of heart or just be a completely logical person to live in this world. You need a balance of both. So it's like more of a best of the both worlds kind of situation. And I think that would be it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zainab, for enlightening us. Thank you. Okay, we move to the next speaker, Toastmaster Sherman. Toastmaster Sherman, the topic for you is a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. A person who never made a mistake has never tried anything new.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree with that statement, Madam Table Topic Master and Global Influence. The person who wants not to do the mistake, not doing anything, that means he's not developing. So he has to do something, and even if you take the wrong decision, also you have to try it. Otherwise, you are in the same stagnation, same position. The people who wants to do the expecting new changes, but doing the same old thing. So how much you say the people to change their mind or change? They are not sometimes. I don't know, because of they are in the, sometimes they are frogs in the well sometimes. So they have to come out from that shell and do the exposure. And there's a saying, if you do a new thing and mind get expansion, it will not come up to the contraction of the same situation, it says. So if you do a new thing and you can expand the mind is in the different position. So people get new things and have like, I'm a person like jack of all trades, master of none. But I have done a lot of things, and because of multi skills and multi jobs, and so because of that reason, I'm saving my job for the moment, and it's a good thing to do. The in this situation, the people are retrenching the staff, and if you have multi skills people, you can do uh, with that less staff also achieve the same objectives. What you, Madam Deputy Master?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sherman. That is really good. Okay, we now move to Sushant. Gavilier Sushant. Sushant, are you there? I think he's not there at the moment. Toastmaster Farida. Toastmaster Farida. Sushant, you will take your topic now? I think he's got internet. Yeah, he's got some problems with his connection. So we'll go back to him. Toastmaster Farida, the topic for you is with vision without execution is hallucination. Vision without execution is hallucination.
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. I am a very stoic person. I have always been that type. And I believe in this, that vision, if you have a vision or if you have a dream, if you have something in mind, go for it. I'm a go getter. Everybody knows this by now. And this is how I have always trained my children to be so. So hopefully, Zainab is going to be following my footsteps as well. But this is how life should be. I see many people daydreaming that they're going to do this, they're going to achieve that, and they say, "Okay, dreaming is the first step to achieving something." But excuse me, you need to execute your talent. You need to utilize your skills. You need to improve your personality and act on your personality. on it, on your dreams, and to execute your dreams in order to achieve your goals. So I see many people in this world by experience. I have really literally witnessed this not only in my close friends, but in my extended family members as well. And it's extremely frustrating to see them struggle so much. And then they make comparisons that how come so and so achieves so much, or you guys achieve so much. So we put in the hard work. So this is my message to all of you. If you have a dream or if you have a vision, do not keep in that tunnel vision. Do not just think about things and procrastinate and keep thinking and keep dreaming all your life. It doesn't work that way. Work on it. Try executing your talents. Try to muster up you should be brave enough to act on your impulses and go and achieve your vision. And this is the secret of success. This is the secret of success. So you should work upon yourself and go and conquer the world. The world is waiting for all of you. A very good evening to everybody.
Brilliant as usual, Toastmaster Farida. We go, Toastmaster Savita, will you take it at the end or will you go for it now?
As you wish. You can give me, no problem.
Okay. Toastmaster Savita, a shortcut.
I will keep the timing for her.
I can run in the background.
Okay.
Okay. Toastmaster Savita, a shortcut is the longest distance between 2 points. A shortcut is the longest distance between 2 points.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sudita. Shortcut is the longest distance. Yes, I feel it is true. In shortcut, people just want to, in a their hurry, they want to do so many things or reach somewhere, but they miss out so many fine things in that process. They miss out the actual learning in that process. They miss out the fine, sometimes sentiments or small learning in that process. They just want to reach, or they just want to conquer, or they just want to achieve something in a very short span. But the of course they must be reaching, but they are missing a big factors. So many learning is there when your things are done in a proper way, in a proper path, in a proper when the path is there to achieve something. There are ways, there are modes, there are different theories, but people try to do it in a shortcut so that they just reach there. But they so many times they really miss out, either in the learning or in the relationships or in so many other things. So shortcut is not a good thing. If there is a way to do a proper thing in a proper way, I think people should follow that path so that they become a good learner. Good learning means they can give back also. Otherwise, they will not know so many things and they will be just having the tag of knowing that thing, but the fine things they will be missing. Thank you very much. Or back to you, Toastmaster Sumit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Savita. We move on to Sushant. Are you here? Sushant, he sent me a message saying he's here. I think he's not there again. Okay. We move on to Wafa, Toastmaster Wafa.
Yes.
Toastmaster Wafa, roads were made for journeys, not destination. Roads were made for journeys, not destination.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master of the Day, Sunita. Roads were made for journeys, not for destination. I don't know if I should agree with the topic or disagree with the topic, but roads lead to a destination. So they scrape away the hard obstacles. There's a process that it takes to build a road, and then it leads to the destination. Now, let me tell you, I live in Ras Al Khaimah, and the beauty of Ras Al Khaimah is the mountains. And you would know We have the highest mountain peak in UAE. Would anybody know about Jebel Jais before until the road was made? Nobody will be able to get there. So yes, somehow roads will lead to your destination. But who leads that path? So people who are stoic are the ones who make that path. You need to endure the hardship that comes to your way. You need to accept the challenges. You need to retrospect of what every day has given to you. And then accolade the whole process with gratitude. Once you do that, you go up to the top of the Jebel Jais. There is a beautiful view. It's not the green mountain. It's not the beauty of the trees and all that stuff. It's the effort that we are thousands of feet above. So this is how I see it. There are people who've made the path for us, and I am just choosing one path to lead my destination. So yeah, roads take you somewhere. Just follow it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Wafa. I'm sure a lot of people are going to visit Russell Khaimah soon. So we move to our next speaker. Sushant, you're here. I keep seeing Sushant.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sushant.
Yes, ma'am.
Sushant, your topic is a river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. A river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence.
1 minute, ma'am. Yes. So, a river cuts through the rock just not because of its power, what it has, but it is because of the persistence it has. And that's what a human life needs. General to say, a human needs to achieve a goal. What's persistence? In fact, it's something what makes us continue on what we are doing. We can also say this topic is something like when you see more obstacles, it means that you're losing the sight of your goal. That's something impacts over here. When you lose the sight of your goal, that's where when the river acts with the power it has and cuts through the rock because of the power it has, you will never achieve. It might create another obstacle for you. But when you have persistence, I'm sure that you would surely achieve your goal. This is something I learned from my father. Always ignore the bad, take the good. That makes us even a better human. Just than being a winner. Just than being a winner, it is more important to be a good human being. That's more important than in life. This is something what my father taught me. I loved it. I love whatever he teaches me. Just like how his persistence is, I want mine also to be. But just not like Gopinath Devaraj and my father. I wanted it to be separate. Sushant Gopinath. That's the power we show in our life. That's the way to achieve something new. That's the only way to defeat others. Not by words, but by persistence. Table topic master.
Thank you, Sushant. We move on to Toastmaster Dinisha. Toastmaster Dinisha? Yeah. Toastmaster Dinisha? The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying small stones. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying small stones.
Good evening to you all. Thank you for the topic. A man who moves a mountain will carry in a small stones. Actually, a life is climbing a mountain. It starts from the very beginning. We have to build our life. Sometimes our parents, the elders, help us to make our life better. Yet we have to do it by ourselves. We have to learn a little things. When we came to this world, we know nothing actually. We learn to eat, to get feed milk, then to eat, to walk, and everything from the very beginning. We had to learn. And there are so many other things we had to learn when we grow little by little. That is why we need to carry a small stones. From the small stones, we will make the mountain. The mountain will go up little by little. It's very gradual process. You can't make it in a one day, but you can destroy it, throw it in, in a 1 second. So make use of your life to make your mountain and keep it growing till you end your life. It is the purpose of the human being to grow you in many ways, and, and your life will be fruitful. Over to you, topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. We now move to Dinesh, Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Dinesh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
There is somebody else along with Dinesh, I think. Okay. Dinesh, some cause happiness wherever. Will you be able to talk?
There is some noise.
So funny.
Yes, dogs are barking.
Yeah, is that your dog?
Yeah. It's next to my home. Maybe I can take next topic. I'll just check and give me a second. Maybe someone can take it between.
Okay. So next we have Gayatri.
Yes.
Toastmaster Gayatri. Life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Toastmaster Gayatri.
I think I'm very funny. I love to make people laugh. God is no different. I like to make God laugh. I make plans. Every time I want to tell God a joke, I make plans. And every time I make a plan, God has his own ways of telling me, you are not in charge. Once upon a time, I was 17 years old. I thought I was an excellent writer and that I should get published in a local newspaper. I went into the office of a local newspaper, and guess what? Of course, I got rejected. They said you are not in any position to write. You have not even completed your college. That hurt my ego. It demoralized me. And honestly, I'm not a stoic person. My feelings are right out there, in the face. I cannot hide my feelings. I was filled with revenge. What to do? What to do? What to do? I decided to walk into the office of a national newspaper, Times of India. And guess what? They hired me. They actually hired me. Rejected by a local newspaper whose paper quality was worse than a tissue paper. And I was hired by Times of India, which was a national newspaper. They ended up making me their lead gossip reporter and an entertainment reporter. That is when I realized that maybe while I was dreaming of becoming a small-time writer, he had plans for me to make me recognized worldwide. There still is a page on Google which reads Gayatri Deshmukh, Times of India reporter. And that goes a long way. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, thank you. We have a star amongst us. Okay. We now move to our next speaker, Toastmaster Chandresh. Toastmaster Chandresh. Okay. Toastmaster Chandresh. The secret of happiness is not in doing what one likes, but in liking what one does. The secret of happiness is not in liking what one does. The secret of happiness is not in doing what one likes, but in liking what one does.
A very good evening to all fellow Toastmaster brothers, sisters, and dear guests. What is happiness and why we all want happiness in our life? Is happiness overrated? We are in the mad race of our dreams, desires, goals, success. We all want to be better version of ourselves, right? But how much efforts we are doing for that? Happiness is in enjoying all we have, not in the what we are dreaming about. Happiness is not about cursing the past. I have not done this. These people are so good rather than me. If I have done these things, I will be better right now. Comparison will not get you the success. Whatever you have right now in this moment, be happy about it. If you want happiness, then happiness will not come from outside. It is inside process. Materialistic things will not give you happiness. It will not be long lasting. Maybe for some time it will give happiness, but not it will be long lasting. For happiness, you have to be stoic. You have to be in peace with your present and live the each and every moment of your life. Then only you will be happy. We all want to be happy, but how? Enjoy with your family, friends, and as per one survey, 70% of happiness, secret of happiness is good relationship. If you are in good relationship with your family, friends, colleagues, you all be happy. So be happy. Over to you, TTM.
Thank you, thank you. Now we have Gavalier Jatin. Jatin, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Jatin, families are like fudge, mostly sweet, but with a few nuts. Families are like fudge, mostly sweet, but with a few nuts.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So today my topic is families of fudge, mostly sweet, but sometimes nuts. And I also agree to this topic because sometimes they're always sweet to me. They say, Jatin, you're so cute. Or, Jatin, it's good thing you did this. But then sometimes if I do something wrong and I still say it's correct, I get into a fight with my dad. But I know my dad is correct. But sometimes also I should also be, sometimes somewhere it is correct. So basically say I'm in a class and there's no one talking but my volume is full. And my dad says that he did not keep volume. That's where sometimes I fight with him. But then it's only just temporarily fighting. But then afterwards we'll all again be together. We'll give kissing and hugs. And we don't always shout at each other. We only shout like once a week. It's like family bonus. So and my dad and my sister always laughs that we both are fighting a lot. But then immediately in 2 minutes again we'll be together. And yeah, so I agree to this topic. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Jatin. Thank you. Dinesh? Do you want to go for it?
Yes, ma'am. It's better now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dinesh, your topic is some cause happiness wherever they go, some whenever they go. Some cause happiness wherever they go, some whenever they go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Some cause happiness wherever they go, and some whenever. Okay. True. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. And so it's true that we feel that energy and that positive vibes when we see some people around us, and we can easily connect to them, and yeah, they kind of have the positive vibes, and they kind of spread the that energy, and so that we'll get the motivation from them, and that make us to be energetic all day. But we see some people, they always keep on saying about that uh, they're not able to, they always give us the negative vibes, and that gives us some kind of less motivation, and yeah, we will get that vibe when these people are around us, when it's a positive vibe or the negative vibe, we'll get that happiness easily. Yeah, so it's again based on the person that who we see. Happiness, I do agree, happiness comes from within basically, and again it based on the secondary factor is someone gives the spread the happiness, but it should come from within us. Maybe that should we have to try for, not from the others. First, if you feel that mental peace, or internal blessing or whatever it is, then whether the person have the positive attitude, or whether he'll spread the happiness, that is will be secondary thing for us. So what I will tell on this topic is get that internal happiness, and you don't need to wait for someone to spread the happiness. Yeah, that's what I'm over to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. We now go to Monu, Toastmaster Monu.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Toastmaster Monu, your dreams do not have an expiry date. Your dreams do not have an expiry date.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all dear Lord. Your dreams do not have expiry date. Your dreams don't have an expiry date. Of course, not only my dream, everyone's dream should not have any expiry date. This is the thing which keep us motivated and help us to go ahead in our life. We have to think, we have to dream what we are thinking, what we are desiring to achieve in our life. If we will not dream, then we will not achieve. Best thing, in this lockdown period, I was thinking, I was dreaming to learn so many things, in which I learned a few things, but still trying to learn most of the things. But sometimes I'm procrastinating for it. Like I tried to learn chess. I used to watch everyone that they are playing, but I was not able to learn. So I thought, anyhow, I will try to learn, and by the using of internet, I learned. Apart from that, I also learned Rubik's Cube, and now I can make, I am able to make a complete Rubik's Cubes in a 5 minutes. So that is my achievement, and I'm thinking to learn many of the things and in my bucket. So, we are in this stage and we are living life so simple. But to have some spice in our life, we should follow our dreams. If we will not think, if we will not follow our dream, the life will be just straightforward. But it should not straightforward. This should be in a good shape. Always go up, not down. This is what we have to teach our children, our family members. If we will not think like that, then we will not able to achieve success in our life. And that teaches a stoic person. If we are a stoic person, then we definitely achieve what we are thinking and coming in our dream. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monu. Dushyant, Gavalier Dushyant, are you here? Gavalier Dushyant? I think he's not there. Ela, 92. This is what I see on the screen. Is she there now? Ela, 92? No, I don't see her. Okay. Umar also, I think, is not here. He was there for a few minutes. Okay. Indu.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master Indu. The best apology is changed behavior. The best apology is changed behavior.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And this is a nice topic. And this is also a very good solution for most of the issues that we face. And as I understand, the topic is the best apology is change behavior. So instead of so when you make a mistake, and then you realize that you have hurt someone or you have upset someone, the tendency is to go and say sorry and um, also ensure go and say sorry and then try to convince the person that your intentions were not wrong and you did not mean to do those things and it just happened by mistake, etc., etc. Rather I feel that instead of I very much agreed to this statement what you said, and if we can just change our behavior without even saying anything, then it's like actions speak louder than words. So it's so similar to that. And as much as it is very difficult to do it, I think this is like probably the best solution. And there is a lot of also there is a lot of peace in this because and you save time, you save energy, and everyone is happy. And I think it's the best solution. That is what I would say. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Indu. Thank you so much. We move now on to Tushita. Tushita?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Tushita, life is really very simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Life is really very simple, but we insist on making it complicated.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear friends. Life is actually very simple. Living life is simple, but when we see around, we have made it so complicated. We all are in a rat race to achieve so-called success. Success is different to each individual. Most of the people think if they go to a very high position, if they possess all the luxury things, mansions, big houses to live, luxury vehicles to drive, and so much of money in bank accounts, most of the people think that is success in life. But no, if you have happiness, peace, and relationship, that is success in life. By bringing in various definitions into success, we make our life so much complicated. Ladies and gentlemen, when we go back to the history, people did not have so much of luxury. They led a very simple life. They had very good relationships with family, with neighbors, with everyone in the village. They didn't have very big houses to live, a small house, but they were contented with what they had. We too can be content with what we have and redefine success in life. We can be happy every day. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Tushita. Thank you for those pearls of wisdom. So good. Yeah. We now move to Toastmaster Babu Gupta. Toastmaster Babu Gupta.
Yes.
Toastmaster Babu Gupta. You can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. You can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep.
When a person is biased, he thinks that whatever his way of thinking is the correct way of thinking, or he does not like to listen to anyone's suggestions. We see that when we follow a certain way of doing a thing, we do not succeed on it. We keep on repeating the same mistake. But if someone tries to rectify us, what we do, we become egoistic at that time. And then the work which we take in our hand usually goes away from our hand. Yes, sometimes I also feel that this thing also affects me. When I being a entrepreneur, I sometimes hesitate to take advice from my employees. I should listen to him because his advice can be right. And yes, I once listened to one of my employee, and I came to know that although he is junior than me in this business, but he gave me the right idea that if I wouldn't have listened to him and keep on doing the thing that I keep on doing, it will show me as a stubborn employer and as a biased person who does not want to listen to anyone's advice. If you listen a new idea or a new advice, just give it a try. Okay, the new advice can not succeed, but if it gets succeed, then what? And if it does not succeed, you can go back to your old ways, but slightly give a chance to the new idea. Yes, if you will not do this and give new ideas to be explored in your organization or even in the society, you will be someone who will sleep in his open with his eyes open, and you will not listen to the person to what he is saying, and this is a very poisonous thing. Back to tabletop master. Shit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Babu Gupta. That was really wonderful. We now go on to Jaya. Jaya. Toastmaster Jaya.
Yeah, a very good evening, table topic master.
Toastmaster Jaya, respect yourself and others will respect you. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Toastmaster Jaya.
A very good evening to all the global impromptu friends. Yes, I should agree on this topic. It's very important to make people around you to respect you. If not, they will take you for granted and treat you anyhow. Uh, in life, I have experienced this, like they just take you for left and right and allowing them to do that. And you have to stand up for yourself and teach them to respect you. At the same time, you should respect others as well. In any, whether it's time or, uh, you know, in any environment, like in school or in office or even your family members. If you don't, uh, if you don't, like, ask them to respect you, then they will just, uh, you're just left and right all the time. So I do agree on this that we must stand up and um, get people to respect you no matter what, whether it's outsiders, your colleagues, or your family members. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Now we go on to Toastmaster Chandra. Toastmaster Chandra.
Yes, ma'am.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay, Toastmaster Chandra. A great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others. A great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others.
Okay, good evening, everybody. The question is, a great man hard on himself and a small man hard on others. That is so true. Today, I want to share some of the great men whom I am admiring. We all have a Apple. Most of the people have a Apple phone. The CEO of Apple is Tim Cook. His today's current salary, recently today only they announced his salary. The total salary is $14 million, and his base salary is $3 million, and total salary is 14 million. And he get to travel by his own plane for the both business and as well as personal life, his own private planes. Such look at that, such a life. He has a luxurious life, but he's at the same time, the reason he achieved that because of his hard work. He hard on himself. He joined Apple in 1998. Sorry, 1998. That's right. And he became CEO sometime around 2012, 13, 14, 15. That is the time. So just because of himself, he was so hard on himself. Now he started seeing the fruits. And whereas other people, they don't hard on themselves, and they'll try to struggle other people like their parents, their children, or their spouse, or their friends. And the lifelong I've seen in my childhood also, my engineering students, some other friends, they used to depend upon other people's money and other people's education. Now they're struggling after 20 years. If I see them and they're still struggling and they're still begging for the money. This Apple CEO is every year is going up the level because of his hard on himself. Now we see the value. So that's why it's worth spending time on yourself. Be a good human being, and you will see results sooner or later. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amjad ji, I think we have only you left. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready, Smita ma'am.
Okay. Amjad ji, communication works, but only if you work on it. Communication works, but only if you work on it.
Thank you so much, Sunita ma'am. Communication works if you work on it. What a topic. Yes, I completely agree with the statement. Communication works if you work on it. Why did you join Toastmasters, by the way? For communication, right? Otherwise, we can all talk. But do we make sense? Do we stop when it's needed? Do we take a pause when it's needed? I believe not. But in Toastmasters, we learn how to communicate, how to speak, how to make sense, how to stop, how to convince other people to listen to us. That is called communication. Communication is not about only having a command over a language, any certain language, but convincing other person with your own idea. And that happens only if we work on it. And this platform is a sheer example for that. We are working hard, and tomorrow, our very near future, we will make sense. We will tell the world that you missed it. And they will tell us proudly that, yes, you made a difference because you are part of this luxurious platform. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not about only communication, anything, anything. If you want to make sense in life, we have to work on it. Persistence, somebody was speaking about it. Persistent consistency is the key. So this is what we are proving right now to the world. No matter how many times we have failed, but one day our speech will be the master speech ever. That is the repercussion of our hard work, our determination, our perseverance, and our regular attendance. Thank you so much. Please, if you like to improve your communication, work on it. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amjad Ali. This is why you have given us this platform to work on our communication. Okay, Dushyant, I missed Dushyant. Gavalier Dushyant, can you switch on your video? Dushyant, can you say something?
Babu Gupta is also there.
Babu spoke. Babu spoke. Babu spoke so nicely about, he wishes he got this topic. He spoke so nicely about you can't wake a person who's sleeping, who's pretending.
Dushyant is asking if we can hear him.
We can't hear you, Dushyant. We can't hear you.
He has unmuted himself, but
I know, I saw him unmuting himself. So what do we do? Maybe I should change my headset. Why don't you try that?
Sunita, you can go for your speech in the meantime.
Yes, that would be nice.
Who would like to give a topic to Sunita, ma'am? Anybody? Or I have her own topics.
Actually, I can give her one question.
Please go ahead. Chandra, please go ahead.
Thank you, Amjad. Tell us the one thing you learned in 2020. One mistake you made. You know, yeah, I mean, tell us like last year we learned a lot of mistakes and we learned it actually. We don't want to repeat that mistakes in this year, right? So, what is the one thing you really felt? Oh, I shouldn't have done this. No, I'm not going to repeat this.
Yeah. 2020 was a good year for me. Good evening, Toastmasters and friends. 2020 was a good year for me. A lot of lessons learned during 2020, especially the fact that we are all equal, irrespective of which part of the world we live. This year, 2020, showed us that we are all equal. We are all susceptible to the same problems. And no matter what we think that we come from a very developed nation, we all suffered. We all had to stay at home. And it taught us that there is nothing that you are superior to another country, whether it was an African country which was doing very poorly or a very developed country like the USA, the number of fatalities were the same. So I learned to be humble. I learned to realize that I didn't come from a country like Dubai where we were so advanced. We were also locked up at home. We also had to go through the same problems that people in a smaller country, in a poorer country had to do. And probably they did a better job of it. They were used to taking all the precautions. We were taking things for granted, too much for granted. We had given up small things which we had learned as children. We had learned Our grandparents told us to wash our hands, clean our feet before we entered home, change our clothes when we got home. We were not doing any of these things. We would walk home with our and wear the same clothes, irrespective of the fact that we today have washing machines. I, for one, would continue to wear whatever I wore when I went out. I would stay in it till the time I had to go to bed. I was no longer, after I came to Dubai, I thought, oh, everything out here is so clean. I need not wash my hands. If I went to a restaurant, I never washed my hands before I started eating. I was so laid back and I had taken things for granted. But this pandemic taught me that what my grandparents said made sense. I need to go back to that hygiene that they were talking about. And so, personal hygiene, which I thought was very great and I was doing a good job with it, I realized I was lacking in all that and I had to go back to washing my hands. Yeah, yes. So, that is a very important lesson that I learned during the pandemic.
Wonderful. Nice answer. It's so true. Thank you.
Dushyant, you are here. We could hear you.
Can you
Dushyant?
hear me now? Can you
Yes,
hear me
we
now?
can hear you, though we can't see you. We can hear you. So, do you want to go with your topic?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Dushyant, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't get very far unless you change it. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You cannot go very far unless you change it. Dushyant,
Yeah, ma'am.
it's there on the chat.
Yeah. Can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hi, friends and Toastmaster present here, and I'm EP Dushan Sanjay from River Stream Gravel Club. So the topic given to me is a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't get very far unless you change it. We all know a tire is in a circle shape, and if a needle pricks or goes into the tire, the air will get out of the tire and it becomes flat. So we can't go so far, and if we go on to, the wheel will burst because of the heat. Like that only. Bad attitude is like a needle. It pricks us and we will burst if we go on. And nobody will speak to us. And if the wheel is flat, a vehicle can't move. Like that only. If we are in a bad attitude, our life will not go smoothly. And there will be lots of struggles and very disadvantages. So we should always change our mind if we think we had a bad attitude, or if somebody says that we are in a bad attitude, we should think more and more about it and we should change our attitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Dushyant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that's the end of it. Toastmaster Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Sanita. I really appreciate for conducting this session. We are right on time, 3 minutes late. It's all right. Let's go to Madam Timer, Toastmaster Rita, ma'am, for a timing report, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening again, everyone. Except two, I think everyone qualified, two are Zainab and Babu Gupta. Okay, I'll just read out the name and the timing. Jesse 154, Crisela 130, Zainab 243, Sherman 155, Sushant 144, Farida 210, Wafa 202, Dinisha 144, Dinesh 156, Gayatri 205, Chandresh 211, Jatin 125, Monu 227, Indu 140, Tushita 155, Babu Gupta 234, Jaya 152, Chandra 205, Amjadji 2 minutes, Sunita also crossed 240, and Dushyant 123. So that is the report. Back to you, TDTM Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Rita, ma'am. Really appreciate for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all give both amazing ladies a big round of applause, please? Thank you so much for conducting this 104th session of a Global Impromptu Speaking platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we conduct, we inspire, we elate, we make people feel special. With that power vested in me, the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed.
Oh.